Hey guys, hope you're having a good afternoon or morning or evening or whatever time you're watching this. Sonic. Let's talk. Sonic Galactic, a Sonic fan game developed by Star Team, released a new demo that adds a few new stages, as well as a tutorial in a competition mode, all that I will discuss in this video. All the content in this video is going to be discussing the second demo for the game, not the first demo, or the full release if or when it comes out. Unfortunately, you can never be too sure with fan games nowadays. Spoilers for Sonic Galactic Demo 2. You have been warned, as I will not be holding anything back, so if you even have the slightest interest in playing it for yourself, I suggest you do. You might like it. That out of the way, despite all the praise, does this game deserve it? Well, stick around and find out. Before we begin, be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. It would increase my visibility and also let me know what kind of content you would like to see on the channel. With that out of the way, let's begin, shall we? This game looks incredible, and it has to do with the art direction this game has chosen to commit to. This fan game's art style is truly imagining what a 2D Sonic game could have looked like on the Sega Saturn, and it truly shows with its vibrant color palette that's extremely appealing and distinct. The sprite work for this game is stellar as well, perfectly transforming these sprites into making them more expressive and fluid than they ever were before. From the act clear sprites to their idle animations to their running animations are all expressive and well animated. This goes for the new additions to the cast, Fang and Tunnel, which feel right at home, as well as all the antagonists both new and old. The levels themselves feel so alive with so much detail, love, and care packed into every pixel, reflecting that same 32-bit style. The levels are incredibly detailed, but sometimes it can get in the way of the level design. The only time I've felt this is with Luminoucity Zone Act 1, where sometimes it's hard to tell what has collision and what doesn't due to the foreground being just as busy as the background. Speaking of Luminoucity Zone, this level's mini-boss has cool Easter eggs within the stadium, such as Knights from Nights into Dreams and Ristar from the Ristar series, both IPs made by Sega. Honey from Sonic the Fighters makes a cameo, and Metal Sonic, and this new robot, who will definitely be important later. Also, when you complete the act, it'll play a rock version of the Act Clear jingle, which is such a minor inclusion that I can't help but not love it. Everything, down to the title screen and menus you navigate, to the title cards at the start of every act, to the gems that shatter when you beat a mini-boss, almost everything in this game is stylish and wants you to know it. It's a Sonic game, so music, without a doubt, must be a highlight regardless of its quality. How does this game handle its soundtrack? Well, it's good. Like, really good. Exceptional, I would say. I like all the act music in this game, but some of my favorite tracks in the demo include Vernon Isle Act 2, the Eggman boss theme, and Luminoucity Zone Act 1, being my favorite in the demo. Luminoucity Zone Act 1's track is jazzy, loud, and groovy, perfectly representing the location of a busy, bright, and colorful city. Don't believe me? Give it a listen yourself. There's not a single track I didn't like in this entire demo. I'm being dead serious. I suggest you check out the OST for this game yourself. Even if you're not interested in playing the game, it's some truly great stuff. Despite taking the back seat, the story is still prevalent in this game, told in a similar manner to how Sonic 3's narrative was told. The story itself is simple. Illusion Island, the main setting of the game, is home to a powerful meteorite that contains extreme power, as the website puts it. Eggman catches onto this, finds this meteorite, and doubles his army in record time. Sonic and friends eventually become suspicious of Eggman's absence, and Illusion Island's sudden appearance causes the gang to investigate this island. The only thing capable of defeating Eggman's new power supply is with the 7 galactic gems scattered across the island, and so it's up to Sonic & Co. to collect them all, and stop Eggman, like always. There also seems to be some underlying lore going on, but unfortunately, all we have to go on is speculation, since it's just a demo. But hey, I appreciate the effort, and I'm curious as to where the story will go from here. The gameplay is what you've come to expect from a 2D Sonic platformer. You run through loops, trounce badniks, and reach the goal as fast as possible with the level design philosophy for experimentation and replayability. First, let's talk about the characters themselves before we move on to the levels and the boss fights. There are 5 playable characters in this game, each with a distinct secondary ability to help them traverse each level. Sonic is the fastest character, but he does struggle with platforming the most out of the cast in Sonic 3, but not as much in this game. In addition to the drop dash from Sonic Mania, he has a new ability, the wall dash, which allows him to spin dash up walls for a brief moment. How far you go up the wall is determined by how much momentum you had before the wall dash. You can also jump off the wall for extra height. Admittedly, I was a bit skeptical in giving Sonic a movement tool that aids in his vertical weakness, but it's balanced by the fact that it's dependent on the speed before the wall dash. Tails and Knuckles haven't changed all that much, which is fine. They'll fix what isn't broken. Tails can now cancel his flight and curl into a ball by pressing down. Knuckles hasn't changed at all, if I'm not mistaken. Fang can use his pop gun to give himself a second jump. You'll need to charge it and then release, going as high as the amount of time you've spent charging it. The new character, Tunnel, can bury himself into the ground and pop out, quite high in fact. But that's not all. You can choose to pop out left or right. If you hit another wall, you'll tunnel into that and have the opportunity to bounce off that wall. If you hit a slope or incline, you'll bounce off of it or roll down it. The main trio are awesome as always. The new characters, Fang and Tunnel, fit right in and truly understand the game design philosophy these games are adored for. Everything I've said can be experimented with in the tutorial level, Blueprint Tutorial Zone. I don't have too much to say about it, but it's a great level to get accustomed to 2D Sonic and the character you've chosen to play. It's also artistically amusing to look at. The playable stages, Further Nile Zone, Coral Garden Zone, and Luminoucity Zone Act 1 are all great. The level design is impeccable, infinitely replayable. It feels fun to traverse with all 5 characters. Further Nile Zone is the Green Hills zone of this game. Thankfully, they're barely similar, with their own unique gimmicks, enemies, and overall identity. Coral Garden Zone Act 1 is really long. Everyone that I've seen play it always finishes the act around 7 to 10 minutes in. And while it's fun, it may not be everyone's cup of tea. That said, Coral Garden Zone is a great water level, and might just be the most fun water level to traverse in a 2D Sonic game. Luminoucity Zone, the snippet that we got, is great as well. This is where we meet a new rival, Turbo, and he's quite cool. If you make it to the mini-boss at the stadium under a certain amount of time, you'll be granted rings, which reward skillful play. Speaking of, the bosses in this game are great, and I really like the approach to boss design. Instead of endlessly whacking them until they die, bosses have weak points that need to be exploited and explored to beat the boss. This creates thought-provoking and interesting boss design in my opinion, and circles back to these games having endless replay value when discovering these weak points. After playing these boss fights again, I learned so much more than I would have known otherwise. I don't want to spoil these interactions, since I want my audience to find them themselves, to understand how much thought these developers have put into these fights. The bonus and special stages are both neat too, being 3D arenas where you have to navigate, which is really cool. The bonus stages, while I was never good at them, are pretty much Super Monkey Ball, where you roll collecting rings and dodging the goal orb that's slowly moving towards you, and bottomless pits too. The special stages are actually really fun. There's only one available at the moment, but you're running to collect enough rings to take the galactic gem that's sealed away. You can hit certain UFOs to get rings, obtain more time, and even get faster, I believe. My device struggles to run them, but hey, I appreciate good design when I see it. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get any footage of competition mode, but from the snippets I've seen, it looks pretty promising. After all that has been considered, my honest verdict is that you should play this game. Not only that, but I think you should also follow the team on all their socials and look forward to the official release. This is an extremely polished and impressive showing of what's to come. Despite the issues now, I have faith that the team will go about making a fine addition to the Sonic Fan Game Hall of Fame, and a great game with endless replay value. With that said, if you would like to download the demo if you haven't already, the link will be in the description to their download page and socials. Before I leave you to your devices, be sure to leave a like, comment, share, and subscribe because it helps the channel grow. With that said, I'm going to be busy grinding some more Sonic Galactic. I'll catch you on the flip side. See ya. Wow, you're still here. Impressive. Didn't think I would make a post-credit scene, did ya? This video was a massive undertaking, in which I spent about a good long week editing, recording, and gathering footage for this review. While I am impressed with the video's results, I am my biggest critic, so expect improved versions of video essays like this in the future. My next upload will most likely not be Sonic related, since I am severely burnt out for the time being, but most likely Dragon Ball related, so if that content interests you, be sure to subscribe and leave a like. Okay now, bye, for real.